All right, guys, so let me try this again. I just recorded everything, uploaded it to YouTube, went to watch it, and it's just me and not the PowerPoint. So I feel like I have this memorized now. But we are going to talk about erosion for the next 3 days. You might be thinking, well, what is erosion? Erosion is when wind, water, or gravity move broken pieces of rock and sediments. So, like I said, we're going to be reading this story for the next 3 days, but we're going to start, and the story is called Cracking Up, the Story of Erosion. And it's just pages 4 to 11. So I wanted to do something different today for this read aloud. I didn't want to have to hold up the book and fight the light and everything. So I took pictures of the pages, and we'll see how that goes. So here we go. The rocky ledge poked out from the cliff face high above the sea. The ledge had been there for a very long time. It was there when the Roman Empire came and went, and that boat is saying, "Land ahoy, Caesar!" It was there when knights built castles and fought battles. It was there when the first steam trains puffed across the land, and the first aircrafts flew through the sky, and that bird is saying, "Watch out for the cliff!" From the very beginning, erosion was taking place on the cliff. Every spring, seagulls built nests on the ledge, laid their eggs, and raised their young. In summer, the hot sun baked the cliff face. The tufts of grass turned brown and dusty, and the rock was warm to touch. And that bird is thinking, that's a handy-looking ledge. Sometimes seabirds pecked and scraped at the ledge as they fought for space to perch. Their claws and beaks left little scratches and grooves in the rock. So that bird sang, "Move over!" Each autumn, most of the birds flew off to warmer places. Strong winds blew in from the sea and beat against the cliff face. The wind carried specks of dust and grit that rubbed the ledge like sandpaper. And that bird sang, "Brrr, it's time to go." The grass that grew on the ledge pushed its roots through the thin layer of soil and into tiny cracks in the rock. The roots clung to the rock and stopped the soil from being worn away. Soil is made from tiny powdery pieces of rock mixed with bits of dead plants and animals. Over thousands of years, rainwater crumbles rocks into dust, and this builds up on the land as soil. Without soil, plants could not grow. Plants help slow erosion. In winter, the days were cold and wet. Rainwater soaked into every crack and hole in the cliff, and that bird sang, "It's freezing out here." It grew so cold that the rain turned to snow, and the water in the cracks froze into ice. The ice made the cracks wider. When the ice melted, the cracks filled up with more water than before. As water freezes into ice, it expands or swells up, so the ice takes up more space. The expanding ice is very strong. When water freezes inside the cracks in the rock, the ice is powerful enough to push the rock apart. This makes the cracks bigger and can break the rock into pieces. Before the ledge, below the ledge, the seawater rose and fell. Waves crashed against the foot of the cliff, gradually undercutting it. Water is heavy. When a large wave hits something, it can have as much force as a speeding car. As each wave hits the base of the cliff, it thrusts water into every gap and crack. The cracks slowly widen until chunks of rock fall away. Over time, the base of the cliff is eroded away. Each year, the ledge seemed to stick out more because the cliff under it was eroding away. The sun, wind, and rain wore deep grooves into the sides of the ledge. Its edges began to crumble. And he's saying, maybe I won't land here after all. And now I realize that seagull sounded a lot like a parrot. Bit by bit, the ledge was being worn away. It was being eroded. Erosion is the name scientists give to the way in which water, ice, wind, and sun wear away at Earth's surface and change the shape of the land. Earth's surface is made of rock. On land, the rock is usually covered with a layer of soil, but you can see bare rocks and cliffs on mountainsides where there is no soil or where the soil is very thin. All right, last page for today. We think of rock as hard and solid, but over hundreds or thousands of years, ice and rainwater wear down mountains. Rivers cut deep valleys into the land. Hot days and cold nights bake and shatter desert cliffs. Dusty winds scrub against rocks and boulders and erode them into strange shapes. And that big rock is saying, "Phew, I'm baking." Ocean waves erode the land's edge. Oh my goodness, this page, edges. Maybe because I'm reading it for the third time. Plants help break up rocks too. Plant roots push their way into cracks in the rock. As the roots grow, they make the cracks wider. Then water can get into the rock and make it crumble. So if we were together, we would finish this sentence starter. So we're going to talk about and think about what we learned with erosion. So finish this sentence. Today I learned ... So go tell someone how you can finish that sentence, what you learned. Tell a fuzzy friend. Tell somebody. All right, now I have a video on your Schoology page explaining erosion. It's like 11 minutes long, and I would have gotten cut off on here. So I saved it on Schoology. It's the link under this one. All right, the last link in our Schoology folder, if you're going in order. So yeah, and we'll continue talking about erosion on Monday and Tuesday.